is the artist today?
Well, see, we just went live this second. So we started, as you said, where is the artist today? This is another episode of WWE Raw Talks Live. It's supposed to be myself, name of Ian, and that boy, name of artist, formerly known as Mike Charles. He's not here once again. Dan's, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think the artist is as dedicated as everyone else thinks he is.
He's it's hustle, loyalty, and booty. No, actually, no. Artist doesn't have any hustle.
He doesn't have any hustle. Well, he does. He hustles really hard. He hustles that butt crack all the way out of his pants, no matter the situation.
But he doesn't have a booty. He just has a butt crack.
Well, he doesn't have like a Hank Hill butt. He's not devoid of a butt.
Well, he has a banker's body.
He's a banker boy with a banker's body. That's for certain. There is no debate. He's
a no-muscle boy.
He has muscles. They're just not defined or impressive.
Or big.
No, they're not big.
Or visible.
He's got a big belly.
Yeah, he does. He's got a bloated belly.
Bloated belly. What a great day. Let's get right into it. We're going to have a truncated version of the show tonight because there was some good stuff that happened tonight. There was some bullshit that happened. Just a bunch of shit we don't need to spend a lot of time on. What this show is WWE Raw Talks Live. This channel, youtube.com/616entertainment, is where you go every Monday night after Raw. To join myself, I'm a boy named of Ian. Usually the artist formerly known as Mike Charles. He's gone. I'm joined by the one and only Sam Fricke.
And I'm a bearded boy today.
You're a bearded boy?
I'm a bearded boy. I let it grow out.
I'm going to figure this out eventually to where we're going to be able to see you.
We'll get to that point eventually.
We will, and I hope it's soon. The problem is I always say I'm going to take care of it, and then I don't do anything about it.
We'll figure it out.
Maybe I should ask the artist to do it, but then it won't get done.
No, you guys just eat a pizza.
I'll eat a pizza, man. Like, if that's the alternative to doing work, the pizza's going to get eaten.
You could work and eat pizza.
I usually do. I don't usually do any work unless there's pizza.
Yeah, why are you dressed like Elton John?
See, now System in the chat says he asked why I'm dressed like Elton John. I'm not dressed like Elton John. Elton John wish he looked this good. You know what I'm saying? This is
Elton John always looks good.
Elton John does always look good, but I got it going on to the point that you ain't never seen before. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've seen it on Elton John.
You've also seen it on Sal Melendez. That's where this gear came from. I've said it many, many times.
True.
Sal comes over here. He films an episode. He gets almost naked, and he fucking leaves. So I get to keep all of his cool gear that he brings over here, and every once in a while I like to break it out for Raw Talks Live.
When you say he gets almost naked, what do you mean?
I mean, sometimes he gets butt fucking naked and walks out the front door. I don't know where he goes from there. Sometimes he's in his underwear. Sometimes he has socks on. It's all up in the air. It's up to Sal.
I just picture him grumbling angrily as he's walking out the door without really making any sense of what he's talking about.
What's really interesting are grumble debates between the artist's bloated belly and Sal's demented mind.
I can see that.
Steve Schneider is in the chat, and he says that he got 100% naked at this house, and that's true.
It is very true. I can vouch for that.
We cannot talk about Raw because what I didn't say, the point of this show is we cover Raw every week, match by match, promo by promo, segment by segment, right here on youtube.com/616entertainment. But we don't say shit about Raw until we've got our brown gloves. Sam, you got your brown gloves, Sam?
I always have my brown gloves.
Hey, Mike, make sure everyone has brown gloves. Does everyone have brown gloves? Oh, dude.
I love that. I'll never get tired of it. And I know I say that every week, but I'm going to keep saying it.
Let's cut the bullshit.
Okay.
We start off, well, wait.
You're all business tonight.
Oh, yeah, I'm all business. In my red shorts.
Yo, I'm wearing Batman shorts right now. How about that?
I'm wearing maroon Salisbury University shorts.
What are you, maroon shorts? What are you, Marvelous Matt Nix, freelancewrestling.com?
No, I don't know who that is.
Marvelous Matt Nix is the greatest boy. Freelancewrestling.com. Buy a DVD.
You know who's the greatest boy?
Corey Fisher?
Xavier Woods on the trombone.
That's not false. That is definitely true. But that's not our A story tonight. Our A story, I think, is Kane and Seth Rollins.
It is, and it's a shame because it was obnoxiously hilarious. I think where I started cracking up, and I don't know about you, was when Seth just started. You want to do this from start to finish, or can we just pick the points in it that we want to talk about? Because I don't want to talk about all of it. I just want to talk about Seth Rollins just drifting off of this conversation. Start talking about the Pope.
We'll hit the bullet points, and then we'll get to the big stuff.
All right.
The Authority are backstage with Kane, and they're talking about he's going to be under evaluation tonight with Ashley. And the only thing I have to say about this is Kane is fucking great in this comedy role.
Corporate Kane's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely one of the best things that they do. We're going to fast forward to their next segment where Seth is backstage with Ashley, who is the head of HR, apparently. And Seth is talking about, the problem is Kane, how are you? And Kane comes walking in. Kane has a box in his hands. What's in the box?
It's Seth's head. And we're not talking about his 6-inch penis.
Oh, that's rude.
I was going to say, do you think Ashley from HR is the one that talked to Seth after his donger pics leaked or when his racist neo-Nazi girlfriend was released?
I don't think Ashley had anything to do with this. I think we should not drag Ashley's name through the muck, and I think Ashley was kind of pretty, and if Ashley's single, you know what I'm saying.
I was going to say, I already tweeted at WWE if we could ask her on a date.
Shit. Wait, you already called it?
I asked if we could ask her on a date.
Wait, both of us?
Yeah.
How's that going to work?
We'll figure it out. We can rock, paper, scissors for it, but I didn't want to leave you out of the conversation because I thought we were on the same wavelength.
See, now I appreciate that, but if we all go to the carnival together, it's going to be weird when we're playing the water gun game and she has to sit in the middle. Because it's going to become like a weird thing where you and I are competing to win her the biggest prize, but then we just get into a fight. Hold on, we're getting a call in. Steve Schneider is on.
What does the Pittsburgh boy want? Here he goes.
Well, if it isn't Steve Fulkerson and Snyder.
What's up,
Hey,
Falco?
man, I've got an answer for Captain McKay. Random.
Is this about the challenge that he threw down 3 months ago?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the answer?
I'm gonna call in tonight and let him know what the answer is gonna be. How about that?
You just called in right now.
Yeah, you're on the phone, dude.
You just called in now. Why don't you tell us you're already here?
I can't because I gotta wash my hair.
You gotta wash your. Can't you just answer the question? He hung up on me.
Does he have any hair?
He's got a lot of hair. He's got green hair. He's got purple hair. He's got blue hair.
Which color is it?
It's all of those. Why would I name him if that wasn't his hair color?
You know who has funny hair?
Who's got funny hair?
Corporate Kane.
Corporate Kane. It's Glenn. Jace is correcting us in the chat that it's Glenn. It's not Corporate Kane.
Can Jace shut the fuck up?
Why does everyone have to shut the fuck up when they correct you? I corrected you on Twitter earlier today, and you told me to shut the fuck up.
In all caps.
Yeah, that was rude.
Do you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah, I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
So you know when Larry tells his assistant to shut the fuck up when he's talking about the tickle in his anus?
Yeah.
That's every time I say the phrase "shut the fuck up," that's what I always picture myself saying it as.
Give me your impression.
Shut the fuck up.
One of the best little moments from Curb was when Larry was supposed to watch the door because the lock was broken and his wife had to go to the bathroom, and he got distracted and someone went in the bathroom while she was in there and it embarrassed her. And later that night, she's like, I thought you were supposed to watch the door. And he goes, I fucked up. I fucked up. Just the way he said that was so funny.
Yeah, the way he switches up how he says, I don't know.
So
different
Kane and Seth.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is great.
It is. Everyone should watch it. Kane and Seth are backstage. Kane has a box. He opens the box. Seth takes out the head of his statue. And he goes, what is this? And Kane goes, it's your severed head.
Then he gives it to Ashley in HR, so maybe he's taking her out on a date.
Oh, we never covered that. I think maybe it might be best to let Seth take HR Ashley out on a date.
Maybe.
Because I've got like I'm waiting for emails back from Kristen Stewart and AT&T Lily and all sorts of pretty girls that I've sent feelers out to. So we're gonna see what the case is, but I don't want to go asking out too many pretty girls before I get these answers back. You know what I'm saying?
No, because I think you're a bad fisherman. You need to keep on putting your rod out there. Pedal your dick.
Pedal my dick? Like
Pedal
shop it
your
around?
donger.
What do you mean pedal your dick? Like shop it around?
Shop it around. Why not?
That's a strange way to word that.
No.
No?
It's a unique way of saying it.
Unique is a cover for fucked up.
No, it's not.
I think maybe it is.
So we get to the ring.
Hold on, real quick. Backstage, Kane says right there, Seth is like, I can't believe, like, he just can't believe that he's got the statue in his hands. And Kane goes, yeah, you know, it's amazing what a guy can do with a flashlight and a shovel. And that was pretty fucked up.
I went to a landfill in Baltimore and dug it out.
He was right in your backyard. I
just picture him like Frank and Charlie just shifting through trash.
It's the sweet, sweet trash. Is that an Alibaba sword?
He probably hangs out under the sewer.
When you
or
said
under the bridge. Under
the Bridge is a great Red Hot Chili Pepper song.
It is. I think it's overplayed though.
It is, but I don't listen to the radio, so I don't hear it. You gave me the business a couple weeks ago about using the phrase "when you're right, you're right."
Yeah.
You want to know where that came from?
Where?
It came from that episode of Sunny when they're digging through the trash. They're in the dumpster, and Charlie finds a big jacket, and he puts it on. And Frank goes, "Can I have that?" And Charlie goes, "Man, Frank, it's finders keepers. Plus, it fits really well." And he's showing Frank like how well the jacket fits, and Frank goes, "Oh man, when you're right, you're right." So now that you know where that came from, maybe you'll like it a little better.
I'll watch it now and then crack up at it and start saying it all the time.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. This Kane has Dexter written all over him.
But you know what I don't like?
What don't you like?
The Demon Kane.
Why don't you like Demon Kane?
We've seen it before.
Not like this.
Well, I do like the little stomp that he did to get his knee or his ankle back into place. That was pretty great.
You're going all out of order. We got to get in the ring first.
I can go whatever order I want.
But that's not conducive to the show.
Oh, they know it happens.
Maybe they don't. That's why they came here.
So they're in the ring. And then Ashley from HR comes out with the report. And I was looking at it, trying to see if it was script or if it was actually like an actual performance report, and I couldn't tell. But it might have been both. And then they're coming out, they're doing the whole shebang. Then Seth comes out, as expected. Decent little pop. And he starts talking. And then he goes off into this rant about the Pope, about how he's going to go into heaven, how he got an audience with the Pope.
Kane took me straight to hell. And people like me don't go to hell. We go to heaven. Ask the Pope.
I started losing it. Just the way that he had the little pop in it.
The way he said ask the Pope, and then when he was like, he goes, I had audience with the Pope and I had a conversation with him. I said,
it's like this. It's like he has to justify it.
But just the way he addressed him, he goes, I said to him, Pope. So Seth Rollins interrupts and he plays a video to show HR Ashley what a dick Kane is and why he shouldn't have this job.
And then she doesn't budge. And then Kane shows Ashley from HR a video of Seth Rollins.
He's prepared. He's got a Seth video ready to go.
And Seth's an unprofessional boy.
He's the most unprofessional boy.
He makes the workplace unsafe and volatile.
Yeah. So Seth gets in the ring. There's HR Ashley makes it clear that not only is Kane fit to do the job, but he's doing just fine. He's a very nice man. He's very thoughtful. But here's what was fucked up about HR Ashley. This is why I don't want to take her on a date. Is she fucked with a British accent at one point. Did you hear that?
No, I wasn't paying too much attention when she was talking.
What were you doing?
I was looking at my fantasy football team.
Oh, I'm glad that I invited you to do this show with me, and you barely
Hey,
watched Raw.
I just didn't pick up on the details. I can tell you the narrative of the whole show.
I'm just playing. So she's in the ring, and she's like, Kane is a very thoughtful man, and not only is he, like, right of mind for this job, which is fucked up because it's of the right mind. She didn't put that phrase correctly, so that pissed me off. And then at one point she was just like, he's overqualified for this job, and I'll think he'll do a great job. And then she just like went back to speaking the way she was. She got British.
I thought she was gonna recommend him to get a raise.
That would be fantastic. Jay says he heard it.
Shitting on Seth.
Jay says he heard it. He heard where she fucked with the British accent. And Amanda Levine says, did I just say fucked? Yes, I did.
Was Amanda the girl doing headstands in your driveway?
She was indeed doing headstands in my driveway.
Ah, that's cool.
It was pretty cool. She's an impressive yogi.
I did. I watched it. But then Seth comes down to the ring, cuts her off, and then just starts beating the shit out of Kane, out of corporate Kane, corporate Glenn Kane.
Glenn, out of Glenn.
Does the whole foot in the chair shebang, pedigrees him, gets him on a stretcher, starts talking again, doesn't get any heat while he's talking. Mm-hmm. Kane gets stretchered out, then all of a sudden, the lights in the ambulance turn red.
You're missing one little detail that I noticed. While Kane was in the ring and Seth was fucking him up, I noticed that Kane had his boots on. So I was like, okay, something's either Kane just wanted to have good footing for him getting his ass kicked tonight, or something is about to happen. Because the boots looked very out of place, like going all the way up his pant leg. So that was weird. And I would
maybe think that boots are more comfortable for standing as opposed to dress shoes.
I wear dress shoes every day, and I got to tell you, I like them. They make good support, and they make me a little bit taller.
So do I. I don't need to feel taller, but they don't feel nice all the time.
See, maybe you just got the wrong shoes, dog.
I got nice shoes.
Mine were $6 at a thrift store, but let me tell you, they're the right shoes.
Mine are brown.
Oh, good.
Right? Just asked us, how often do you really look at a man's shoes?
That was Jazz James.
Who's Jazz James?
He's the #1 Dan Dan.
He's #1?
Yeah, big time.
Oh, well, let's answer his question then.
He says, how often do you really look at a man's shoes? For me, 100% of the time.
Because you can't look him in the eye because self-esteem issues.
No, my self-esteem issues are self-loathing from getting tired of myself before anybody else has a chance to get tired of me. I have no problem speaking with people. I just don't like to leave the house because I turn on so I can be an entertainer, and then I can't shut the fuck up. And by the end of the night, I'm like, I wonder if the ceiling fan is strong enough for me to like hang myself from. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
Well, that's the truth. But yeah, I look at men's shoes all the time. Hey man, you asked.
I think it's like one glance, and you're not doing it when you're in conversation. I think people have a natural instinct to check out another man's shoes.
That's true. No, and it's not just shoes. Like it's not just shoes. I notice everything. But if someone walks in to an establishment where I'm at and they're wearing some fucking purple shoes with yellow laces, I'm gonna make a comment about them.
Like nice circus shoes.
It'll be a comment that could be taken as an insult, but is not always an insult. Like if someone's wearing some really stupid fucking shoes, I'll be like, them some colorful shoes you got there. Sometimes they get upset. Sometimes they're just like, yeah, thanks. Sometimes they feel the need to justify why they have them, which means they don't feel confident about wearing those shoes to begin with. And that's probably the last time they'll wear them because I just called them out.
And they probably spend a decent amount of money on their shoes, too.
Most of the time, those stupid shoes are quite expensive.
Could you imagine how much time they thought as they're lacing up their shoes? How many people are going to say or ask why I'm wearing these? And how many people are going to make me feel like a self-loathing jackass?
I would imagine that happens a lot of the time. Not to change the subject, but real quick. the number one handsome boy, Michael Thomas Robinson, who is, by the way, the new 616 Entertainment Monopoly World Champion, defeated Nigel Bravo for the title. Nigel Bravo is no longer undefeated with a record of 6-1. The number one handsome boy texts me, dude, get Saga 5. There's a fucking body count. And then he's going to read this book I gave him called Descender. So if you Indians don't read, you should read. You know what I'm saying? Because reading is fun.
Wait, he beat Bravo?
He did. He beat Nigel. Handily
How
beat
drunk
Nigel. Nigel was as drunk as I've ever seen a human being.
Was it that bad?
It was bad. Like, and I'm not saying that Nigel can't hold his alcohol. I'm saying Nigel had like 21 beers that night. And after the game was over, Nigel presented Robinson the title, open mouth kissed him, and then slapped him in the face really hard.
I don't know what's like the best part. Like getting the title handed down to you, someone open mouth kissing you or getting slapped in the face.
Hey man, that's up for the chat to decide. Jay says, Ian, check out men's bugles. Or Ian checks out men's bulges. What the fuck, bugles? What are they walking around snacking like Freddy Krueger and shit? Breaking news. D-Ray says, breaking news, I'm here. Gina says, go flannel guy. I don't know why she can't remember Robinson's name. He is the number one handsome boy. It's not a hard name to remember. And Jay says, suck it, Nigel.
Nigel's a heel.
Nigel is a heel, and we went out to breakfast at like 4:30 in the morning, and because that's just what you do. And yeah. Nigel is sitting like, this is a quiet diner, and Nigel's talking like this, like so loud. And the artist goes, dude, you are being so loud right now. And Nigel looks at him and goes, you want me fucking louder? I could be so much louder. And then he started like hitting his knife on the table.
Oh my God.
He was a handful. He was a handful that night.
He seems like a wild boy.
He's the wildest boy. Have you heard Active Destruction?
No, but I've seen his hair, and I would assume that he would write or sing a song called Active Destruction.
That's the name of his goddamn band. There's no more destructive act in the universe than Nigel Bravo as a boy.
I'll listen to him.
There was a great little detail to get back to Raw in this segment where the EMTs are getting Kane on a backboard, and they're about to slide him out of the ring. And one of the guys moved Seth's belt out of the way so they didn't hit it. And Seth saw it and immediately goes, don't you dare put your hands on my title. I
heard that, and I thought he was talking about Kane earlier because Kane, like, slapped his belt down. So I figured he was just, like, taunting him. But
yeah, one of the EMT guys moved it, and he was just like, you fucking piece of shit. Don't touch my belt. It was a great little detail.
That's like something Owens would do.
It was. It was a great small detail. Small details make up the big picture as a whole.
I agree. I think the indie guys do a pretty good job of that. But I mean, Rollins on the mic isn't the best.
He's not. He's okay, but he's not.
His Pope stuff was funny.
Yeah.
But I don't think it had a weird air to it. I don't know if he just lost his train of thought initially and just started rambling, or if that was actually part of the promo.
Either way, I was a fan.
It felt weird, but I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was my kind of humor, so.
So Seth beats up Kane, gives him the pedigree. There was a weird struggle when he went for the pedigree where Kane like stopped him, and then Seth got the arms again, and then Kane got out, and then Seth got the arms again, and then it was weird. Beats the shit out of him with the chair, puts the chair on the leg, breaks his leg again. The EMTs take him out. Then what happened?
And then Kane is wheeled to the ambulance. Rollins is...
Glenn is wheeled to the ambulance.
What?
Glenn is wheeled to the ambulance.
Corporate Glenn Kane is wheeled to the ambulance. And then Rollins is in the ring, jawing again, doing his usual shtick. Then all of a sudden, as the ambulance doors close, the lights inside go fucking blood red.
They turn red. And you know that's trouble.
Red. And
at that moment, Glenn died and Kane showed up.
The Demon Kane.
Demon Kane. So the doors open, all this fog comes out and shit, and Demon Kane comes walking out and he's limping. And I'm like, oh man, how cool would it have been if Demon Kane's leg wasn't hurt, but then next week Glenn shows up with crutches. But he gets out and he's limping, like he can barely move. And the thought went through my head. I was like, he should just like push his knee to the side and crack it back into place and then head to the ring. Sam Fricke, what happened?
He stomps his foot under the concrete and pops his leg back into place wherever it was hurt.
And I got to tell
And
you,
it was badass.
that's the coolest moment of Raw in 2015. It was a fucking Michael Myers moment.
I don't think it's the coolest, but it was the coolest moment of the night. Second coolest moment of the night.
What's the coolest moment of 2015?
I don't know yet, but it wasn't that.
How you gonna tell me I'm wrong if you don't got something better?
Because I have to think about it.
Understandable.
It was cool, though. But
So-
I will say, Kane's wig looked really weird, really off today. It looked super, super dark and like pitch black.
System is
It
in the
looks
chat,
bad.
and he says testing. I want to let him know that I am seeing your comment. M1 Biggie Mac says fucking badass, and he's goddamn right it was. It was super cool. I loved that Seth breaks Glenn's leg, and he's just like, oh, my leg, whatever. As if we didn't love Kane and we're not behind him already. That was like, you felt so sympathetic towards him, and then he comes out and does this super cool leg pop move. I'm behind Kane 128%.
Well, I want Rollins to keep the title.
I do too. That's what's going to happen. But I'm loving this so far.
It's a fun little like it's about damn time. So I thought it was gonna boil up over the summer, but at least they're able to get a pay-per-view match out of it in October.
Yeah.
And
So-
I mean, it'll be a fine match. I mean, working with Kane's as safe can be, and then Rollins will go over probably clean. I would hope get a nice little rub, and then he'll be fine from there.
Are we gonna do Kane, Seth, and then Kane, Seth 2, or is this a one and done?
I would hope it's a one and done.
I would hope too, but I don't think it is.
No, maybe Survivor, because Survivor Series is the next show after this.
It is. That's true.
I hope it's one and done. I really do.
So Kane comes down to the ring, and what happens?
Kane comes down and he beats the tar out of Seth Rollins and hits an old choke slam on him.
An old choke slam.
I think I flipped the channel to check the game really quick, but I saw him hit the choke slam on him. What else did he do? I don't know.
I think that kind of wraps it up. I think that wraps up our A story.
Yeah, I mean, I would grade it as like a C+, B-.
For the A story?
Yeah.
I loved it. I don't want to grade it. I don't like putting numbers on things. All I know is I liked it.
That's not a number, it's a letter.
I said I don't want to rate it. I didn't say I didn't want to grade it, ass.
You said I don't want to put a number on it.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
I am right now.
Is that what I'm hearing? I'm hearing a little bit of sloshing.
That is, it's a lot of splashing.
Real quick, I'm showing the Dan-Dans the unedited photo of the new 616 Entertainment Monopoly World Champion, the #1 handsome boy, Michael Thomas Robinson. Now,
He is a good-looking boy.
he's the most handsome boy. But here's the thing. Robinson did not cut a promo for this. He did not talk any shit in public. But he got to my house first that night, and he said that there is no way he's going to lose. And I said, you know, you're pretty confident. He goes, I'll tell you how confident I am. And he gave me this long story about how his family did this and his family did that, and there's only one man who has ever beaten him in Monopoly, and that man would never grant him a rematch. And the man who beat him was undefeated. And I said, so you're saying that Nigel is not half the man as the man who beat you? And he goes, Nigel's not half the man that I am. So nobody heard that. That never went public. But everyone needs to know how confident Robinson was going in. And if you didn't watch the video, all 4 hours and 11 minutes of it, because it was long as fuck, it is archived on the channel. You can watch the whole thing. You can skip through it. You can do whatever you want. All I'm saying is Nigel knew the era of destruction was crumbling, and he paid off Amanda Levine and D-Ray to form an alliance with him, and Robinson still buried the three of them. It was something to see.
There's Monopoly strategy.
There is big-time Monopoly strategy.
Mm.
M1 Biggie Mac says he got chills when Kane held the title.
I didn't.
I didn't get chills. Like, I didn't even get chills when Sting held the title. But it was really cool to see. You know, I'm glad that photo is out there.
But Sting with the title?
Yeah, I didn't want, like, I wanted Sting to win it, but only if, like, Sheamus was going to win it, and then Sheamus would lose to Rollins, like, the next night. But I didn't want Sting to have, like, a long run, and I wanted Rollins to get it back. I wanted Sting to have it just so he could have it. But that obviously didn't happen, and it won't.
At this point, Rollins should just hold on to the title until Mania, but that's a story for another day.
I agree with you. That's our A story. Let's talk about the B story, which is
Reigns and Bray Wyatt. And I had a good time with this tonight.
I was all right. I didn't think it held a candle to the A story.
I thought it was a little better, but I'm also more of an action boy.
Action and boy. Action and boy. Action and boy.
What I will say, though, is I liked the Harper and Strowman coming out and beating up on the primetime players, seeing them come out as a tag team as opposed to with Wyatt all the time. That was nice for me.
It was
because
cool.
I think they should win the tag titles at some point. I like them.
It was cool to see them separately like that. It solidified the fact that the PTP are out of the title picture right now. Like, they didn't get buried or anything. They lost to two powerhouses, so that's fine. But and they needed, like, the Wyatts needed to face a credible team like the PTP, so it doesn't look like they're just being strong against nobody. So that I understand everything that went into that. I do like them coming out without Bray. What I don't like is, let me see the note that I wrote down. Where is it? Where the fuck did I? Oh yeah, PTP Wyatts. Oh, the new face of desolation and the new face of destruction are their new nicknames. Those both mean the same fucking thing.
Desolation. Destruction, I think, is the act of destroying, and then desolation is like the aftermath.
Yeah, but I think they're calling Luke the guy of destruction, where that's clearly Strowman.
I was gonna say, yeah. Why do they all have to be the new faces?
Because they want.
You don't even have an answer.
No, I got distracted by the chat. Why do they all need to be new faces? I don't know. It's so they can give them nicknames. It's another thing to call them. Like, look, it makes it easier for the commentators. Like, you like Sting throws a punch, Sting throws a kick, Sting with a scoop slam. They don't have to do that. They can be like Sting with a punch, the icon with the Stinger splash. Look out for the death drop from the legend. You know,
from the vigilante.
Yeah. Like, the more they have to say about you, the better. So it doesn't sound ridiculous. Amanda Levine says that I say ass with the biggest Chicago accent. I don't know, do I? D-Ray says
Amanda Levine.
See, now she got shoot mad at me for doing that when I was like, I'm just working to work, brother. Don't be a jabroni Mark. And she was just like, fuck you. She lit my car on fire. She got
worked into a shoot.
Yeah. She lit my car on fire, and I was like, I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to do that. And then she let all the airs out of the tires on my bike.
She sounds like a bully.
No, it's because I didn't clear the story with her first, and she didn't take too kindly with it. So that was her letting me know, don't fucks around. You know what I'm saying?
You know who doesn't fucks around?
Who doesn't fucks around? Tell me.
Bray Wyatt when he's hitting a clothesline. Because he hit one tonight, son, that I fucking love.
He'll take you out of your boots.
This man ducked under another clothesline from Reigns, bounces off the ropes, grunts very audibly, and then damn near takes Reigns' head off with a clothesline. I think Wyatt has my favorite clothesline in the business right now. In the WWE.
He's got a really good clothesline.
It's impactful.
How impactful is it? Like, show me with your arms.
No, because you don't have video.
That's my new favorite thing to say to people is like, you like that song? Yeah. How much? I don't. It's my favorite song. Show me with your arms. And then they're like,
show me with your arms?
Yeah. Like, they need to, like, put their arms out wide or just, like, kind of T-Rex it. You know what I mean? It's funny because people.
Then they give you the response, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
D-Ray says it's like his granddaddy's clothesline.
So the only qualm I had with the match is I thought it was going to go a little bit longer. I thought their entrances took fucking damn near 15 minutes.
Bray and Roman?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like 10:52 and the match just started. I'm like, this isn't a main event. This is a segment.
Well, what I like is Roman, someone needs to make a mashup of all the times Roman says bitch, because bitch is becoming to Roman Reigns what it became to Aaron Paul's character on Breaking Bad. It became his staple, because Roman will just be like, I don't think it's that. I think he's a bitch. Do you think he's this? I think he's a bitch. Yo, are you going to eat that whole pizza or are you a bitch? You know, he's done it. So, like, as soon as he was just like, do you even respect him? And I'm sitting there at, like, in front of my TV and I go, or is he a bitch? And then it's exactly what he said. Someone needs to make a mashup of every time Roman said that, because they've probably got like 2 minutes of material by now.
Oh, that's great.
That was the weirdest laugh.
So funny,
You just laughed like Stevie Janowski from Eastbound and Down.
Shut the fuck up.
Was that in all caps like Larry David?
No, not yet. I'm not gonna yell at again. Is Pittsburgh boy calling you?
No, I got a text from the #1 handsome boy. But it's something I can't talk about on the air.
So they end up getting counted out,
They do.
and then they start brawling. The brawl was cool. I mean, it was fun.
They get counted out. So once again, we're in week 97 of this storyline, and we have gone nowhere.
I think they might as well just do a last man standing match, and just finish it. Didn't they do one though earlier this year?
Probably.
No, Roman and Big Show did one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that was fucking wonderful. I don't remember it.
No, actually, it was a pretty good match.
These guys are out there. They're hitting hard like they always do. I was kind of half paying attention because I was setting up the video and everything. I don't have the normal set tonight. I didn't turn my desk and everything around. But the match was pretty good. I watched the entire brawl. They go out of the ring. They get counted out. They do the barricade spot, the rush through the barricade, which I fucking hate to pieces. I'm so tired of that spot.
It's overdone.
It is overdone, so it's not even cool when it happens.
My favorite part, Reigns out of nowhere, like spearing / splashing Wyatt through a table.
Yeah, that was cool. But I liked what Cole wasn't just like, Roman Reigns flies through the air and spears Wyatt through the table. He goes like, Roman Reigns with a vicious version of the spear. It was like, it's just a spear, dude. What do you mean a vicious version?
Cole.
It's Cole being Cole.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We're looking at the chat real quick. Gina says, Ian, where is Steve? Steve is in Pittsburgh. Amanda Levine says, it's the best. The heirs. I don't know what that means. But she also says, you lie too much. No more banana bread. Now, I got to say, she did make some dope-ass banana bread on the night of Monopoly, which did not last very long. It was decimated very quickly. It was a fucking piece of banana bread. Like, compared to my head. Like, everyone sees the size of my head. This fucking thing was, like, that big. And us boys beat it up. Let me tell you something. That banana bread is long gone. So you can't have any more.
I was wondering, because I saw artists walk in with a plate with big old chunks of brown on it.
Well, what else is
what is that boy eating?
Let me tell you, he was burping and farting all night. You can ask anyone. But
that's not a surprise.
No, it's not a surprise.
I figured that was happening anyways.
He's the world's most bloated boy. Jay says Roman dumped the announce table on the Big Show, and it was just too heavy for show.
But now they're pushing Big Show like he's the top guy in WWE.
D-Ray says the air of the tires. That's what I forgot. So nothing has been settled with Wyatt and Roman. Let's go to the C story, which I think we can call Lesnar Big Show.
Hey, I gotta say, this is Heyman's worst segment to date.
You think so? I loved it.
Into anything he was saying, it just felt he didn't have anything to work with Big Show either. It's not.
I think you're wrong. I enjoyed it, but I
didn't care for it.
I didn't write down anything for Big Show versus Mark Henry, but that's where we started with this angle tonight.
See, I enjoyed that. If they're gonna make Big Show look like a beast, just Henry's a good guy to do it against, and they worked the match well. Where Joe was just kicking the piss out of Mark Henry. It was too long.
Like, he beat his ass, but it was a little too long.
It was, but I think it served a point.
It did. It did.
So just kind of toying with him. They could have cut a minute off of it, though.
Yeah. So then later on tonight, Heyman comes out and he says that Lesnar is going to face Big Show. And I like this segment, and I think he did have a lot to work with because he talked about the Big Show, and he tackled the fact that Big Show loses all the time, which the announcers have been avoiding. The announcers have just been talking about, like, what's Lesnar going to do when he faces a giant? Where Paul Heyman covered for that by going just like, Big Show is bored. He's that kid sitting in math class who gets a C because he's smarter than the teacher and he doesn't feel like putting the effort in. He's motivated now, and he's motivated because he knows Brock Lesnar can take him out. And he's like, this is a giant with one-punch knockout power. And I am worried about it. But so, like, this was I don't think anyone has ever put Big Show over this hard. Like, I thought Heyman did a great job.
I mean, great job maybe, but for me, like, for what we've seen in the past with them, that's where it kind of fell short. I just didn't think it was his best promo to date. I just couldn't get into it because I'm not really interested in the Big Show, and I don't really care how he's put over.
Yeah, I don't care about this match or the Big Show in general, but I still thought they made, to quote Brock Lesnar, chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, not really.
I think Big Show looks strong. I think they're doing what they need to do to make this match fun. I don't give a fuck about this match, and I'm not going to watch the Madison Square Garden show.
Why not?
Because I don't care.
You'll watch it.
No, I won't.
Yeah, you will.
No, I won't.
Yeah, you will.
I'm not going to watch it. I'm telling you right now.
You're going to watch it.
I'm not.
You'll watch it.
I won't.
You're going to watch it.
I'm not going to watch it.
You'll probably watch it.
I can guarantee you watching it is not going to be something I do.
On the day that it's aired, maybe.
Ever.
You'll watch it.
I didn't watch the last one they did. I went over to Marvelous Matt Nick's house and I watched Brock Lesnar beat the New Day or whatever the fuck he did, and that was it. Then we shut it off after that. Like, we didn't watch the whole show.
I was at the beach.
Who the fuck asked where you were?
I don't care who asked. I'm going to say where I was anyways.
Jay says, Ian, how much did you like that banana bread? Show me with your arms. They can't even see my hands because my arms are so big.
I thought it was because you were wearing brown gloves.
I'm not wearing brown gloves. I ain't wearing no gloves right now. You know what I'm saying?
Where do you want to take the show?
On the road. Dun, 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 dun.
Could you imagine Mike Charles like dressed up as one of those little monkeys that rolls around on like a unicycle with a little hat?
Who?
Artist.
Could I imagine the artist doing that? His belly wouldn't fit in one of those vests.
Yeah, would you just keep the buttons open?
You should have seen what he looked like by the end of Monopoly. His fucking shirt was tied around his neck. He had a raccoon hat on, and his ass crack was out for days.
What happened to him?
He's just a piece of shit. I told you this. What don't you understand about it? Amanda Levine says, why did he eat bread like that? See, the chat and the video are off. So now I don't know what questions she's asking.
I'm assuming she's talking about artists, and I'll go ahead and attempt to answer that. I don't think there's a like that to how he eats bread. I just think he eats and inhales it. And not even just bread, just things. Like little chicken giblets or bacon or buffalo wings or...
I like that chicken giblets was the first thing you thought of, as opposed to like pizza or chocolate.
He just looks at things and then doesn't think about it, and he just shoves it in his mouth because Lord knows he needs to put more shit in his stomach. He just continues to blow and releases gas through his mouth and his anus.
I've made the analogy before that the artist is that guy from Popeye who just throws whole burgers in his mouth, doesn't chew them, and they just go down his throat.
And then they come out of his butt in gas form.
Yeah, but they don't show that on Popeye. Gina says, why isn't Steve in the chat? I don't know. He called in earlier. He said he had an answer for Captain McKay's challenge, and he was going to call in and tell us. I said, you already called in. And then he said he had to go wash his hair, so we never got a word about that. Gina, you have his number. Why don't you fucking text him? You know what I'm saying? You know how big the Monopoly shit has gotten? I woke up to a text the next day. I was going to say morning, but I didn't get up until like 5 p.m. that day. I woke up to a text from Gina saying, who won? That's how important the Monopoly World title is
To some people.
to everyone. The
I will
Monopoly.
say, I was anticipating it, but it came out on Saturday, right?
What?
Was it Saturday or Friday?
When we did it?
Yeah.
Saturday, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, Saturday, because I watched the fights.
I was thinking about watching it,
But then you didn't.
I turned on the live stream when it started, and then I turned it off.
That I appreciate that.
And then hey, at least they give you a view. And then I watched highlights.
On ESPN?
Monopoly Game Day.
You were watching highlights on TMZ ESPN?
Yes.
I had some shit to say, but you made me forget what it was.
You can talk about the Divas really quick.
Okay, let's get through that.
It wasn't that good.
No.
Because Sasha wasn't out there.
They did the Miz TV with Becky and Charlotte, which I kind of liked. I like when they're letting Becky say stuff because it's letting us get to know her a little bit. I was getting a little annoyed, like Charlotte calling her Bex. Like, we get it, you're fucking friends. Like, don't like it was just kind of annoying. Oh, I gotcha there, Bex. Oh, you know, Bex, you're kind of right. That was.
What do you think about Charlotte on the mic?
She's not very good.
Yeah, there's something like forced about her.
The main takeaway.
Becky's pretty good on the stick, though.
Who?
Becky's.
Yeah, I like Becky. My main takeaway from this was the acting was pretty poor, but I like what the message was. That Charlotte is saying, you can either come out and apologize and we'll sweep it under the rug. Tensions get high. We're athletes. I understand. Or you can come out here and we'll fight about it, and that's cool too. And I'm probably going to kick your ass. So that was cool. The Bellas come out, and they're just like, y'all bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. And then Paige comes out.
And Paige gets a pretty big pop.
Paige gets a huge pop. You know what I'm saying?
She could get a huge pop. You know what I'm saying?
I think I know what you're saying, but I think that's inappropriate, sir.
I would take her out on a date.
You can't. I'm already taking her out on a date.
I'll take Becky Lynch out on a date then.
I love that. At the end of the night, they're going to call each other and talk about how their dates went, and you and I are just going to, like, play video games.
Pizza.
Yeah. I was going to say eat pizza, but I figured the artist would have eaten it all already, so I changed my strategy.
We just come back and meet and order 2 pizzas preemptively, and then he's eating both of them.
Yeah, man. You see, like, you got to keep an eye on him, or else your fridge will be empty.
It's like the one episode of It's Always Sunny where Charlie drinks 30 beers and eats 2 things of pizza, and then pisses the bed.
D-Ray says that Becky Lynch has character and she's a better talker than Charlotte, which I agree with on both fronts.
And she has a nicer butt.
Also true. Also true. I will confirm, not deny.
Where was Sasha tonight? This would have been a good opportunity for her to come out and start kicking ass.
Well, my second note for this segment is, where the fuck is Team Bad?
I don't care about Naomi and Tamina. Just
Nobody
bring out
does.
Sasha.
Nobody. See, that's so funny, is like, Paige in her promo last week said that Becky Lynch was completely irrelevant, yet, like, nobody cares about Tamina or Naomi. Like, no one. Their family doesn't care about them.
No, the fucking divas, man.
I feel like people call them on the phone just to say, I want you to know I don't care about you.
Like, they call Tamina. Like, hey, Tamina, how's it going? All right, not bad. Hey, we still don't care about you.
Yeah.
Click.
So we go to commercial after the big brawl that breaks out because everybody hates each other. We come back, and there's a 6-diva tag match happening that Kane made during the commercial, which is the second time this happened tonight. That Glenn makes a tag match off the air. We come back, and Michael Cole's just like, this is happening now. Glenn did it. That happening not only twice in one night, but basically twice in a row. I was like, get the fuck out of here with this.
It's becoming a crutch for the show where they just shove 6 people in there. It's getting obnoxious. Because they used to be able to work a really good 6-man match, but now they're doing it 3 times a night. It's getting ridiculous.
So how'd this match finish?
They Paige beat up Natalia, who came out, and then Charlotte got distracted, and then Nikki hits the rack attack, or whatever the fuck it's called.
You're right. Get it, guys? It's a boob joke.
Right, because she has large breasts.
She does. D-Ray says 2 back-to-back 6-man tags. Ugh, I agree. Which is the point you were making earlier. Jace says that Sasha is biding her time. We can only hope. So this match ends. Nikki gets a pin over Charlotte because they're bound to have a rematch at the next pay-per-view. That's all well and good. Let's get a couple out of the way. Randy Orton, Dallas. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
We don't need to talk about that.
We do Owens versus Rusev. Kevin Owens throws Rusev into Ryback, who's in commentary. Then Rusev and Kevin Owens beat up Ryback. Then Dolph Ziggler comes out, and then they run away. And literally a 3-minute span.
So my takeaway from this is the best shirt that Dolph has ever had. I love how simple it is. It's black with the white DZ. I'm a big fan of it. If I go to Raw on October 12th, which the artist and I probably will, we got to ask Marvelous Matt Nix and Chris Castro if they want to go, because that would be a fun time. I'm sure Amanda Levine would like to come. Don't know if she works that night. If she does, tell your boss to go fuck herself. Come and fine with us. You know what I'm saying? But that's out of character.
Are you going to get that shirt?
Huh?
Are you going to get that shirt?
That's where I was going, is if I went to that show, I'd probably grab that shirt. I like that shirt.
It's not a bad shirt. I like Ziggler's new pants, too.
I do as well. The joke I wrote down here is, why not just have the 9th fucking tag match of the night?
You might as well. Like, the matches were shitty enough tonight where it won't even matter.
So we covered that. Orton killed Bo. We covered that. Neville versus Stardust. I wrote down, why is this still happening?
Just let him wrap up the feud. Just give him 15 minutes. Let him kill it. Let him have a good match and just let it be over with.
I feel like this may have been the wrap-up. I feel like the only reason we got this again was to bring Barrett back.
I could not be more not caring that he's back.
Well, it's like I would like to be excited that he's back, but I think we know what's going to happen.
He'll win the Intercontinental title again next year.
Maybe next year, and then he'll get hurt again.
Yeah. So nothing's going to happen with him.
Jace in the chat, at Jace Plays Games on Twitter, says, how far is Chicago from Stillwater, Oklahoma? I don't know.
Google Maps it.
Probably a lot. Hold on.
Let me guess.
Hold on. I'm going to ask Siri.
7 hours.
Siri, how far is Chicago from Stillwater, Oklahoma?
7 hours.
The distance between Stillwater and Chicago is about 644 miles.
Siri, that doesn't answer anything.
How far is Chicago from Stillwater, Oklahoma in hours?
The distance between Stillwater...
Fuck you, bitch! You just told me that!
Why are you so chauvinistic? Why are you calling your phone a bitch?
She doesn't have a gender. That's just a computer voice. Why you gotta put a label on it, dog?
Because we get... No, I don't have anything.
Yeah, bitch is just a word. It's not gender specific.
Jeez, you spelled Barrett wrong. There are 2 T's.
Oh, don't correct people's grammar. You're just trying to look smart.
Who said that?
The artist said that. When you called a VCR a VHS machine, I said it's a VCR, shit. And you said, shut the fuck up. And then the artist goes, oh, he's not going to stop correcting people. He always corrects people because he wants to look smarter.
Well, artist is dumb.
He thinks I'm trying to look smarter. Meanwhile, he's the one who wears glasses. What does that prove?
And raccoon hats.
Yeah. Well, that's not his hat. That's Lefty's hat.
Well, he's the one wearing it with his butt
true.
crack hanging out.
That butt crack needs its own hat. Jace says, Siri, you whore. D-Ray says he re-signed then. There was rumors going around that Barrett was done, that his contract expired. He changed his Twitter handle back to his real name. I don't know. Maybe he just went to make a movie. I have no idea.
I think he was going to actually make a movie.
System says, fuck, has any of my shit gone through? Yeah, when you chat, or when you go into the chat, I see most of it. And when I don't see it in the chat, it comes up on my phone. I don't know what your technological issue is, but I hope you get it figured out because I like when you hear it. You know what I'm saying? Jay says that Barrett is the best. What's your answer to that?
He's not.
I don't think he's the best, but when they allow him to matter, I enjoy watching sometimes.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Like, he can be entertaining, but he's not the best.
I'm getting a phone call. If it isn't Steve Fokelin Schneider once again, do you have an answer for Captain McKay?
This is Captain McKay. I'm calling to say I really like Steve Schneider, #1 boy, very handsome man, very strong, #1 fan all over the town. I'd like to say it's me, Captain McKay Random. I do not want to fight him on the 6-1-6-1-6-1-6 show, hair versus hair. No go. No more match happens on that day. This is Captain McKay Random, okay?
Who am I speaking to?
Captain McKay Random.
I have caller ID because it's 2015, as everyone does, and this is very clearly Steve Schneider. That was a poor attempt to try and cover up your identity. Steve Schneider is afraid of Captain McKay, and that's all I have to say about that. That was very, very pathetic. Amanda Levine's yelling at me saying that her boss is a guy. She calls me Felicia. She says, I told you. What, is it my job to remember the gender of your boss? I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I give a fuck about my rainbow pants. I give a fuck. You know what? I'm saying too much. All I got to say is she and I are going to be wearing matching costumes at Freelance Wrestling October 30th, Abbey Pub. You know what I'm saying?
What's your Halloween costume?
I can't tell you, dog. You're going to have to find out on the 30th at Abbey Pub. You can get your tickets, freelancewrestling.com.
Dude, I think I'm going as Ric Flair.
Woo!
With the like the blazer and the red polo.
You need to be Ric Flair in the blue boxers, dress socks, and bloody head.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a really good idea, actually.
Bischoff, you raped the Nature Boy.
I hate Eric Bischoff's guts. Daniel Zerbian, former Monopoly challenger, is in the chat, and he says, hang the damn phone up. Turn it off. Daniel's not a fan of a Steve Boy, apparently. They have heat.
Steve Schneider gets mixed reactions.
Are you a Steve Schneider boy?
More so than a Corey Fisher boy.
See, but now that's a cardinal sin. If you're not a Corey Fisher boy, you got to lose my number.
I already did.
Is that why we're Skyping?
Uh-huh.
Steve Schneider's in the chat and says, guys, that wasn't me. Nice,
yes, it was.
Nice try. So Barrett's back. He gives Neville the bullhammer. He gives the bullhammer to the old Stardust, who used to be his old buddy, old pal. I love the way Stardust sold the bullhammer. He looked like he got knocked out. Like, I just love Stardust in general, and I wish they would give him something that's worth a damn.
Like what?
Something that's worth a damn.
Like what?
The Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Do you agree, or do you not want to see that?
Not yet. So I like Owens, and I think he should have the U.S. title. So after he wins the U.S. title, then give it to Stardust.
What? Motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
I still can't find that damn tea.
That damn what?
The damn herbal Arizona RX.
Arizona RX Energy, dude. I got a case out in the living room, dog. I can't believe you can't find it.
I've looked at in 6 different gas stations and Rite Aids.
Go on Amazon.com and buy a case.
I don't even know if I like it.
What do you mean? How are you gonna not like it?
I don't know. You never know.
You got to get your life if you don't like Arizona RX Energy.
Steve has a girlfriend?
No. Wait, I don't know. I don't think so.
Steve, how many Tinder bitches do you have?
I love that I talk to Steve every day, but I have no idea the answer to that question. We opened the show tonight with Cena in the ring. This is how we'll close.
Yeah.
He's cutting a promo. The U.S. title open challenge is back, and it is answered by the New Day. Specifically, fill me in.
Specifically by Xavier Woods on the trombone playing John Cena's theme song, the opening bit. Then all of a sudden, Big E ripping it open, and they come out, and I forget the little jingle that they have, but it was cracking me up. And then Cena gets super serial all of a sudden. It was like, there's a time for messing around. But if you don't stop messing around, I'm going to kick all three of your asses.
That's true. That is
and that didn't make any sense because John Cena is always the one making fun of people. So I'm like, where's John Cena getting off here tonight? But
well, he's proving that he can dish it out, but he can't take it when it comes to the insult game. D-Ray says, Woods playing Cena's song, thumbs up. That was fantastic. So it ends up being John Cena versus Xavier Woods for the U.S. title. Xavier got in a lot of offense.
He did, for what the circumstances were. I thought I was going to tap out, but I'm glad he didn't. I was cracking up at the beginning of the match when Cena took him out with a clothesline and he rolled out of the ring. And he's on the ground screaming, I need time!
His moveset is made up entirely of, like, shit they would not allow you to give yourself in the video game. Like, if you wanted to be, like, the most overpowered character to take online, they'd be like, no, you can't do that because you need, like, a setup move and then a power move. He's doing flying DDTs. He's doing wraparound fucking slams. His moveset was all flash for no fucking reason.
Well, it's kind of funny, too, because I never picture him as a wrestler because all I do is see him talk.
Yeah.
But he's not bad. He's
He's
entertaining.
not. Well, I didn't think he was good. The first note I had about this match was sloppy.
Well, Cena is in general not the most tight wrestler. When he works against some of the better guys, he has really great matches, but he's not going to be like the guy that carries Xavier Woods to 5-star classic.
Jace has breaking news in the chat. He says, this is how Cena works. He jokes, but he doesn't like jokes. Hustle, loyalty, booty.
That's a good way to wrap it up.
It is, man. Jace has got a hold on it. At Jace Plays Games on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So Cena's got Xavier in the STF. The New Day comes out. They fuck it up. We go to commercial. We come back, and there's a tag match.
Oh, yeah, the Dudleys are out. Somehow they have the Dudley Boys pyro on cue, and then they're wrestling. And then, what's the finish of that match? Oh, yeah. They do some shenanigans. Bubba Ray hits a Bubba Bomb. And then some other bullshit happens. And then, I forget. All I remember is Bubba Ray getting pulled back, and then Devon's getting pinned.
Another issue I had was with Xavier. The guy has, like, his instincts could use some work. Devon comes in on the hot tag. He shook hands Kofi. He turns around because someone should be feeding into him, and no one is there. Xavier is on the apron just standing there. He should be in the ring going to attack Devon so Devon can look like $1 million. Big E notices what's happening, runs over to get on the apron just so Devon can fuck him up, and Xavier still does nothing. It looked a little out of place.
I wasn't the biggest fan in the 6-man match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what spot you're talking about specifically because I was flipping back and forth between the game and that.
Yeah, it was a little throwaway thing. If you weren't really paying attention, you wouldn't have seen it. Jay says, I was thinking the exact same thing about the moveset, Ian. It was fantastic. Gina says, hashtag Steve is on Tinder. So if you were wondering, you got to go through with it. D-Ray says the Dudleys saved Cena from getting jumped by New Day, which is true. I should have mentioned that. Right before we went to commercial, that's what happened. Steve says he was on Tinder. Then he realized how that looked, so he got off of it. And then Sam Fricke says, Gina, do you want to go on a pizza date with Steve? And Gina says, nah.
I tried, Steve.
Hey, man, so did Steve.
We could have gone on a 6-man pizza date.
Wait, who else is all going?
Becky Lynch, Paige, you and I, and Steve and Gina.
Yo, that's a great day.
That's a fun day.
I can't wait to do that. But Gina doesn't want to go, so they can't go.
So we got to find Steve a date.
Steve says, I'm going to be a professional wrestler. If a mark sees me on Tinder, that ruins the image of being larger than life.
Are you Tindering with dudes? Because I don't think there are any girl marks.
There's definitely girl marks. What are you talking about?
Are there? Yeah, there are. Yeah, there are probably more girl marks than there are boy marks.
I would assume so. I think there's a healthy dose of marks on both sides of the gender coin. You know what I'm saying? Feel me?
And there's nothing wrong with being a mark.
No. Usually the people who think they're smarks are the biggest marks. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
It's definitely true.
That's real true. We've talked about this before as well.
We did. Dan, we said we were going to do a truncated, shorter version of the show tonight.
We did.
That's not true. We've already gone an hour 10.
Let's wrap this up. How do you want to wrap this up?
I have a couple comments to make. Dan,
Make them.
we'll hang out with you for another 5 or 10 minutes. Throw any questions or topics you have in the chat, wrestling related or not. We'll hit them. We'll hang out with you for a little while. The one thing I want to point out, there was no yellow rope tonight, and that makes me a happy boy.
What do you mean yellow rope?
They did the yellow rope for Connor's cure like a week or two ago, and I was like, I fucking hate these colored ropes. Enough. Okay, it's for a good reason. I hate the colored ropes. Get the colored rope out of here.
You know what I saw for Connor's cure that I liked, though? And it was more perverted than anything? Becky Lynch dancing. And she was boogieing a little bit.
Oh, Paige's dance was way more sexual than Becky's.
I think they were both at it, and the Bellas weren't looking too bad either.
No, but see, we can't talk about the Bellas because if we're going to take Becky and Paige out on dates, I don't think they'd be very appreciative of us talking about other women. No,
but if we say that Becky and Paige look better than the Bellas, then they would.
I don't think they want to be compared. I don't think they want to be compared. They're not objects, Sam. They're human beings, and they deserve to be treated as such in the highest regard.
I would treat Becky Lynch as a human being.
Oh, man. Gina says she does not want to go on the date with Steve. D-Ray says, do you think Natalie Portman will date me? Fuck yeah,
Probably
she will,
not.
D-Ray. Oh, you don't think so?
No.
No, you know what? You're probably right. I thought maybe she would date him, but then I remembered that D-Ray signed up for the alliance with Nigel Bravo and still lost. So I don't think that's going to look very good on your resume there, D-Ray.
Maybe Natalie Portman will go on a date with you, but she won't date you.
See, I'm not really interested in the one-and-done date. I'm a relationship guy. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about D-Ray.
Yeah, but as a host, I tend to make everything about myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I do. Women can do stuff now. Why now? I thought that's been going on for a while.
He's making a joke.
Gina's coming to Chicago in December.
Maybe Gina should be on the 616 Entertainment Podcast.
She was just talking about Steve the whole time.
Is there this thing out there that Gina only exists because of Steve? I think Gina's her own human.
Look at her chat history tonight. I'm just saying, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Oh.
And then Steve says, D-Ray, if she doesn't understand, don't care.
Jay says, get ready for that pink rope. Fuck that pink rope. I don't want that pink rope anywhere near my wrestling.
Oh, it's getting ready for October. It's breast cancer awareness month.
I don't have a problem with breast cancer awareness month, but get the pink
wristbands.
Get the pink out of wrestling. Get the pink out of the NFL. I'm done with all that shit.
There's going to be a lot of pink on Sundays.
I'm all for the awareness thing. I'm all for donating to the cause, but I find all the pink I think they do it for their image. I don't think they do it for the cause. I think it's them putting themselves over of, oh, look how compassionate we are. Like, if it was really about the cause, they'd have like a ticker on the bottom of the screen with the number, how you can donate. They don't need to fucking brand everything and make every show look like, oh, look how nice we are. It's not fucking about you. It's about the cause. Support
You
the
know
cause.
what? You know what they should do?
What?
Just on Raw, have a 3-hour cold calling session with all the wrestlers, calling random people asking for donations, and just broadcasting it live.
The last time we did live phone calls on Raw, Vince McMahon died under steel.
Was that when he exploded in his limo?
No, it was the $1 million giveaway when someone rickrolled him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I love that someone.
The beam fell on him, and Triple H ran up the ramp and was screaming.
Dad, are you okay? I just love that, like, someone had the opportunity to be on WWE television and win $1 million, but they would rather rickroll Vince McMahon.
Vince is like, what is this bullshit?
Gina says, I'll probably just be walking around looking for Punk. That's fucked up. You need to get your life. You know what I'm saying?
CM Punk sucks.
Fuck you. That's not true.
I'm not a fan of fighting Phil Brooks.
Hey, man, that's on you. You don't have to be. I'm just saying fuck you.
I'm just saying, lose my number.
I don't even have it.
Yeah, you do.
Wait, who am I talking to? I don't know who this is.
It's the artist.
You're a bloated boy.
Yeah.
Gina
I
says,
also cannot be seen on the internet unless the contrast is turned up and there's a Valencia filter.
what the fuck is a Valencia filter?
I have no idea.
Huh. Well, I'm not going to make those conditions for you, so go fuck yourself.
You go fuck yourself.
No, if she wants to be on, she can be on. That could be cool. Let's get the fuck out of here. Dan Dans, I love you. Thanks for coming tonight. Sam Fricke, where can everyone follow you on Twitter?
You can follow me at Fricke316, and my name is Disco Wolfman.
Disco Wolfman.
It's a beautiful name. Where can they follow you?
They can follow me on Twitter at IDS616, and they can follow me on Instagram at 616entertainment.
I
Sam
don't have
Fricke,
anything. I
before
don't have
we
anything
go,
else. I'm shot.
see, you should have something else because you should have your own show by now. And you still don't because you are a lazy piece of shit.
It's Mike, Charles, and I review things.
Yeah, but you haven't reviewed anything. You haven't even watched the thing you were supposed to review.
We'll figure out something to watch.
Gina says it's an Instagram filter that makes girls look thin. I think that's bullshit. If you're worried about looking thin on Instagram,
Then
you know what I'm
lose
saying?
weight, right? Why do you put a filter on? Just go and exercise and lose weight.
You got bigger things to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
Like Mike Charles's gut.
See, now Mike Charles could stand to use a filter. I think Gina could go online. She could do whatever the fuck she wants and we could talk wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
He could just put on a shirt.
But he never does. Well, you know what? See, the thing is, if he was here right now, he would be so mad and fucking yelling at me. I always wear shirts. You make me take shirts off to be a big boy. Like, I can do better impressions of him than he can do of himself.
I haven't seen him get mad yet.
Oh, he gets mad all the fucking time.
Does he have a temper?
He's got the biggest temper.
I can see that. He's also a ginger
He's a bloated boy.
who wears raccoon hats on his butt crack.
He most certainly does. Dan Dans, we do this show every Monday after Raw. Every Wednesday is a 616 Entertainment podcast. Every Friday, something usually goes up. So there's...
But every day you can read us and see us tweet, and we'll follow back and we'll tweet with you and tweet along with you.
There's content for days, Dan Dans. You know what I'm saying? We love you. I want to thank you for coming out, and we're going to see you next week.
Bye-bye now.
We can't go yet because I got to play the outro video.
Oh, play it.
See, now I was going to go with an American movie clip, but I have now changed my mind because I use those all the time, and the birtation on those is too heavy.
Well, a very, very heavy birtation tonight. We had a very Darrison, but let's go ahead, Terrace chasing the